Welcome to the Jersey City Show. Pat O'Melia here. You're a concerned Jersey City resident there. You're concerned. That's why I do the show, and we do it live here on Channel 190, live on Livestream.com, live on YouTube, live on Facebook, live on Apple TV, live Google Chromecast, and the Roku system. Just go to Roku, you put in Livestream, boom. Hudson Media Group, boom, you're watching us. You can watch us on HMG TV shows. There, you can get in touch with me. You say, Pat, I got a problem. And I'll say, what's your problem? You tell me, and I'll get it taken care of. If it's a municipal problem, I'll get in touch with Mayor Fulop. County problem, I can get to the county. If it's a consumer issue, we're really good at that. For that matter, I think I got a consumer issue war going on in South Jersey from our other studio with NJ Natural Gas and NJR Home Services. Awful customer service. And they're very similar to PS&G. They supply the natural gas services in South Jersey. And my kids have a house down there. And they also do the appliance contracts and all. Well, their customer service is terrible. So I'm going to try to help them with that. For that matter, they called me today because they had an appointment to check a central air conditioning unit, saying they don't want to do it because they're worried about dealing with the media. As I told them who I am because I've had a problem with these guys before. So they don't want to do any work with the house because they're afraid I may cause them problems. They just stroke the flames there now. So I got some higher up names I'm working on that today, and I'll keep you posted on that. I guarantee you they will do the services they're supposed to do. You're not going to turn around and tell a customer that we're not going to do it because we're afraid that he might report on it. Well, you know what? Do your freaking job, and you have to worry about me reporting on your atrocious customer service. I got this guy in my I should play the tape. But I got to get it off my answer machine. The company is actually on my answer machine saying how terrible their customer service is, and their rep will be reprimanded. You know, we got a fairly busy show. The governor's having an announcement today. He's going to talk about the budget. I'm going to talk about some of the things he's going to speak of. And I swear to you, I think Governor Murphy is watching our shows because what he's going to talk about in his address today is very similar to what I've been talking about for the last 6 to 8 weeks. You're going to see a lot of similarities. We're going to talk about what blew up in Hudson County politically. The Geese, they're trying to push the Geese out the door. Who are they? It's Mayor Steve Fulop and Mayor and State Senator Brian Stack. And I think the Hoboken mayor and Dr. Roque in West New York are part of that cabal, those 4 mayors. And I guess those 4 mayors are going to be against the other 8 mayors. And we're going to get into that. What happened with Tom DeGeese? What happened, supposedly 3 weeks ago, Tom was beloved. And 3 weeks later, Tom is out. And he didn't even know about it. Didn't know about it until he was told. He's walking out of the coach house. And then there's a press release out before Tom got out of the friggin' parking lot. We're going to talk about the STEM Showcase at the Liberty Science Center, the Gateway Tunnel, what do I think should be done, demo permits here in Jersey City. We got to change some zoning and how we issue these permits. And I am finally starting my own civic association. I'll tell you more about that when we get back. You're watching the Jersey City Show. I'll be right back. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design studio and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments. Carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712. I was super impressed with Union City kids. I'll get into that later. There's all sorts of companies looking for employees. It's at the Union City High School, right on Kennedy Boulevard. 2500 Kennedy Boulevard, just past the auto zone there. You got the car wash. You'll see it. It's a big high school. If you're looking for a job, go there. This is from Mr. Brian Stack himself is organizing this. He's a Jersey City State Senator. You're going to have people from healthcare, transportation, hospital and hospitality and restaurant, financial, insurance, staffing. If you're looking for a job, tomorrow, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., Kennedy Boulevard, 2500 Union City High School. Go up there, maybe get a job. There's going to be a lot of people looking for employees, so go look. Last week, well, we had the storms last week, so we weren't on the air last Thursday. We repeated the Jersey City show. It was kind of a Jersey City / Hudson County show. Figures we would be snowed out from another. We got a nor'easter hitting today also. This wasn't anywhere as near the other ones. That it would be a political explosion occurs in Hudson County and Jersey City, and we're snowed out. But we are going to talk about it today. Tom DeGeese, the county exec. I think Tom's been the county exec since 2002. From the last political war, that was Glenn D. Cunningham, Bob Menendez were at it. Tom, let's put a little background here. Tom DeGeese was the former city council president. He ran for mayor against Glenn Cunningham. Glenn beat him in the runoff. Was probably one of the best debates we ever had. I was on radio then. The Glenn, Tom DeGeese won. Second one, that was like a love fest, a little fest there, a little fest. First one, these guys were going at each other. Well, Tom was defeated. He was out of politics. He went back to school. He was basically on the political scrap heap. Glenn started flexing his muscles. You know, he sat down at that time. I think Steve, my boy, Philip might have that playbook. Glenn may have left it at the office. He started flexing his muscles. He wanted Jersey City to have a bigger cut of the pie. He didn't want any crumbs and a couple blueberries. He wanted a bigger cut. And when Glenn sat down with the other 12 mayors, a food fight broke out and what would become the Cunningham-Menendez war, political war. Tom ran in 2002, I think, against Bernie Hartnett. Bernie was a good guy. I like Bernie. I like Glenn Cunningham. Tom defeated Bernie Hartnett in the special election to complete the term of Bob Januszewski. And then Tom ran again, and I think 2004, I think it was, or 2003. But Tom becomes the county exec, and he was pulled off that political scrap heap by Robert Menendez. I need you to run for county exec. You needed the Jersey City name. You could get Jersey City votes, and Bob worked the rest of the county. And again, it was Cunningham versus the county of Hudson. You know, Glenn had become state senator. Lou Manzo was an assembly person. Tony Chiappone was an assembly person. Joe Doria was defeated. You know, Glenn was taking over. Now, Glenn not died in 2005. We would be talking a very different Hudson County Democratic organization today, because Glenn was winning the battles, and he would eventually win the war, but Glenn passed on. But that's how Tom got to be county exec. He was Bob Menendez's choice, and Bob and the rest of the county got the votes and defeated Cunningham candidate Bernie Hartnett. Now, in the election the second time around, Glenn again put a ticket together, and Tom prevailed. I think it was 2003, maybe 2004, probably 2003. I'm trying to think of the woman's name that Cunningham ran as county exec. She actually beat Tom DeGeese in Jersey City. She got more votes in Jersey City than Tom. But Tom has managed to duck the firestorms and the meteors and the political spears, what have you, to maintain his position as county exec. Tom is very good at keeping all the balls in the air. He's able to appease all 12 kings, all the mayors, and Tom has done a good job. I've had my issues with Tom DeGeese over the years. We've been on the other end of situations. Tom has done a good job with the county of Hudson. I've had my issues with Tom buying up property in Jersey City, and he's getting county agencies and county departments out of rented buildings and putting them into county-owned buildings. So instead of Tom writing a rent check to somebody for Health and Human Services or whatever department was renting space, Tom's writing a check to himself. He's paying down his own debt. He owns property. Under Tom DeGee's guidance, County Plaza came about, 830 Bergen Avenue, the old Goodman Furniture, the Provident Bank. Tom has been moving agencies out of rented properties into county-owned, and he's been developed. The Freeholder building was purchased. That was owned by Panepinto Properties. It is now owned by the County of Hudson. Tom didn't want to write checks. Didn't want to write rent checks. He wanted to keep the money in the County of Hudson. Now, from a Jersey City standpoint, this stinks because we're losing the ratables. Tom is moving forward with the new courthouse. We are going to lose buku ratables on this. We're going to lose a good portion of Newark Avenue. Everything from Newark Avenue to the highway is going to be changed where the courthouse is now, which is, listen, we need a new courthouse. That thing was never designed to be a courthouse. You bring your criminals in on the same elevator with the victims. There's really no security protocols in place there. We need a new courthouse. Do we need it in Jersey City? Does everything have to be in Jersey City? That's debatable. Do we need it on Newark Avenue? That's debatable. Can it be in a different part of Jersey City? I'm sure it could have been, but it's going to be there. And the old courthouse is going to become a park. Because you know what? We always need parks. The kids from Dickerson will have a field day in that park. But Tom has done a good job. When there was a situation that the county can help out with, the county did it. The viaduct in Hoboken, that brick wall there in Union City just above Hoboken. Tom has gone out, the Hudson County Schools of Technology, Tom has gone out and done whatever he could for every mayor in Hudson County. And like I said, Tom's kept the balls in the air. He kept all these guys happy. And Tom was moving along thinking, I'm doing a good job. And Tom was. Tom is. I shouldn't say was. He's going to be there. And one thing before this whole political thing exploded, Thursday night, we're going over the repercussions of this. And I'm thinking, June's coming here. Who they're going to put in? Is it going to be O'Day? They're talking about Junior Maldonado. Then it dawned on me. I said, wait a minute. The primary is into 2019. We're almost a year and a half away. What the hell caused us to jump like? Well, caused Jersey City with Fulop, Union City with Stack to jump the gun this quick. And that's what we're going to talk about when we come back. We're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Jersey City Show. I'll be right back.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
The Jersey City Medical Center. You know it for its award-winning, life-saving ambulance service. It's also your health hub, with health and wellness locations staffed with certified professionals all through Hudson County. The Jersey City Medical Center, here to help you with your healthy, here when you need us the most. The Jersey City Medical Center. Visit us on the net to learn more. Jersey City Medical Center, Robert Wood Johnson, Barnabas Health Facility. Let's be healthy together. We're back. You're watching the Jersey City Show, and you are watching it live. We're live. Hey, if you got any comments or questions, you can text them in, you Facebook them in, we'll put them up on the screen. You got anything you want to add to what is going to be an all-out political war? Now, a few years ago, I had predicted to people that there would be another political war that would be far worse than Cunningham's. And I predicted Mayor Fulop would be in the center of it. Here we are. Now, as we know, Mayor Fulop is not running for governor now. Is he happy with just being the mayor of Jersey City? I don't think so. I think he's got a bigger reach. He sees what, the political powers here, Stack and Sacco, have accomplished, and he wants to accomplish some of that. Well, let's go on a little bit here. What happened and why? What caused Stack Fulop to jump the gun a year and a half before the primary in June? Now, I'm not even going to bring in Bala from Hoboken or Roque from West New York. They're bit players in this. The mega powers of Fulop and Stack. Now, do we jump the gun to stop Tommy DeGeese from lining up the mayor's support, as he did the last time around. As you recall, 3 years ago, Billy O'Day was going to run. There was, he was dancing about running. He was teasing about it. And DeGeese went out and started lining up mayors to support him. By the time Billy was ready to jump, it was too late. The only mayor that had not supported Tom DeGeese at that point was the Jersey City mayor, Steve Fulop. Stack was out early, Sacco was out early, and everybody fell in behind. And Billy realized at that point, I can't win. I just don't have the support. Now, did they jump the gun because you've seen signs popping up about DeGeese running again? But there's nobody more politically savvy in Hudson County than Brian Stack. Well, we should always say Sacco, Stack, Stack, Sacco. Those guys, they know how to read the tea leaves around here. And Fulop isn't far behind. Were they worried about Tom DeGeese? No, because when all's said and done, right now you have, I think, all 8 other Hudson County mayors lined up behind Tom DeGeese. And that was through the efforts of Nick Sacco, I believe. Even Jimmy Davis. Now, that may cause Jimmy Davis some problems with the mega powers here, Stack and Fulop. We should get a graphic of the mega powers with, going back to my wrestling days with Randy Macho Man Savage and Hulk Hogan there. The mega powers may run rampant over Jimmy Davis and Bayonne now. Now, it's an interesting pairing of Fulop and Stack. See, Fulop, well, let's start with Stack. Brian, the deity here from Union City, beloved. Brian will be the mayor of Union City for as long as Brian wants. Same thing with state senator. He is truly beloved. Brian is also a machine when it comes to running campaigns. He gets the vote out. Mayor, the governor of New Jersey, Phil Murphy, very impressed with the vote totals. Those vote totals probably cost Stack about $600,000 between the primary and the general election. So I don't know how much Stack is sitting in with the kitty. Fulop, on the other hand, is probably sitting on $3, maybe $4 million. Remember, Fulop still has that PAC that has a lot of money that they were going to use during the governor's race. He could use that to support county exec. So Fulop's got money. Brian, iffy if he has any money. Now, is DeGeese truly their target, Tommy? Now, let's be realistic. If you wanted to take Tommy out, you could sat down with some of the other mayors and work this out and found a soft landing place for Tom DeGeese. I think Tommy needs, after 2019, I think 2 more years to get his pension with the county. Well, that was 20 years in. So you could find a nice soft landing spot. And I'm sure Tommy understands he can read tea leaves too, that, his days were numbered. I don't think Tom DeGeese is the actual target. I think Tom DeGeese is collateral damage. I believe the actual target is Nick Sacco and the North Hudson machine. Now, even though Stack and Sacco, there's a detente there between these guys. They've been getting along the last few years, but there's that edginess. And the only thing separating is Kennedy Boulevard between Union City and North Bergen. Actually, I think it's more Sacco. I think it's more Sacco's county connections. Now, Sacco has been and is probably one of the most known political powers in the state of New Jersey, from Little North Bergen. He's in like the top. If he isn't in the top 5, he's in the top 10 of the political power brokers here in the state of New Jersey, from Little North Bergen. He has a tremendous amount of influence on the county level. He has a tremendous amount of influence in the sheriff's office. He has a tremendous amount of influence in the schools of technology, high tech, and county prep. Nick worked these for many, many years, and he's never been an outsider to the HCDO. He has been the HCDO. It's the HCDO, the faces of the HCDO have been Bob Menendez and Nick Sacco. Now, you remember back in 2007, Brian headed up a faction to take on the HCDO, where he ran a full ticket. Lou Manzo was going, I think Louis was going to be the county exec I think Louis ran as state senator. He should have ran for county exec. Nick Schiavoletti, he was running. Was it? Did he? I think Brian ran someone named Velasquez for county exec, but Brian had a whole ticket in 2007. The only successful candidate from that ticket was Brian Stack. Everybody else got wiped out. But no matter what happened, Brian was never going to lose the state senate. There's no way in hell that the ACDO can overpower that guy in his district and his city. I think the real target is Sacco and his influence with the county. Now, why do you pair Brian Stack and Fulop? Now, I mentioned the cash. I don't think Brian is sitting on much of a war chest. Steve Fulop is. Now, Brian Stack can do some fundraising, but not to the level of Steve Fulop. Steve Fulop can almost print money out. It's Jersey City. There's a waterfront. There is so much going on in Jersey City. You know, when you look at Union City and how clean and well run it is, you don't realize that that's a poor city, and they're really squeezing the nickels there, unlike here in Jersey City. So when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more on this. But why is Brian and Fulop working together? Because you know eventually they will be opponents. I don't think the county is big enough for the two of them. And they're both, listen, Stack's got at least another 20 years if he wants in politics. You can even stretch him maybe 30. You know, Stack's still on the young side. Fulop just turned 40. So he's got a good 20 or 30. We're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Jersey City Show. I'll be right back.
Introducing the MyJCMC app, powered by Practice Unite. The free MyJCMC app puts the power of healthcare at your fingertips. Go to the concierge for access to referrals, scheduling, and appointments, see emergency room wait times, and get directions to Jersey City Medical Center health locations. Read the latest JCMC news through their social media feed, find a doctor, and more. The MyJCMC app. We belong to you.
It takes more than a state-of-the-art medical facility to make a great hospital. It takes a team of dedicated medical professionals. That's the Jersey City Medical Center, Hudson County's #1 hospital. Medical teams consisting of New Jersey's top doctors, Magnet Award-winning nurses, and accomplished hospital associates, all committed to your good health. That's what you have at the Jersey City Medical Center. Make Hudson County's #1 hospital your first choice. Visit us on the web at barnabashealth.org.
We're back. You're watching the Jersey City Show, and you're watching it live. It is live. Live, baby. Channel 190 here on Comcast, livestream.com, Facebook, YouTube, all the other ones, and, of course, our own website, HMG TV shows. And don't forget Twitter, JC Hudson Media. You can tweet me. Let's get back to the political intrigue. Again, the pairing of Fulop and Stack. Now, Brian Stack, there could be some collateral damage for Brian because he wants to take over the HCDO in June. I don't think that's the best spot for Brian, but that's the word on the street now. Brian wants to be the head of the HCDO when Vinny Pietro's term is up. If that happens, now remember, you got committee people. All these committee people from the HCDO's got to get together. And if you got 8 mayors lined up against these 4, and what's interesting, 2 of these 4 with the Stack Fulop, Bala in Hoboken is far from in a strong position. His council is just about ready to flip on him, if they have not already. West New York, Dr. Roquet, the mayor of West New York, his commissioners are far from solid behind him. Yeah, I can almost see in the future Cosmo Krillos becoming the mayor of West New York. But if you go to committee people countywide, Brian might have a problem pulling off that election to become the head of the HCDO. More than likely, if Brian becomes the head of the HCDO, Mark Albanese, who is presently the chief of staff of Jersey City, former chief of staff of Brian Stack, that's where this little connection is, would probably leave city employment, Jersey City, and run the HCDO for Brian Stack. I was not aware there were pretty good paychecks involved with the HCDO. I didn't think there were any paychecks involved with the HCDO. But why? Why is Fulop teaming up here? Why is the mega powers here between Fulop and Stack? Well, Fulop does have a political problem, and that's in the Bob Menendez world. See, when there was a mistrial declared, and now eventually all the charges have been dropped against Bob Menendez. He's a free man with a big chip on his shoulder right now. Bob made the speech about people who dug his political grave. Albio Sirius, the congressman, was asked about who was Bob speaking about, Robert Menendez, when he said the political grave comment, Bob Torricelli and Steve Fulop. That was very shocking. Now, allegedly, political circles say Mayor Fulop was looking to replace Bob Menendez had he been convicted of these charges. Now, Fulop said, I wasn't looking at that at all. And Steve has never lied to me, so I got to believe that. But in political circles, there was that kind of talk. Bob Torricelli, Menendez will handle that himself. The only person in Hudson County that can probably go toe-to-toe with Menendez is Stack. So is Stack a Menendez shield for Steve Fulop? If what we hear in the political circles is true, Bob's got a big chip on his shoulder. And the only thing bigger than that chip on Bob's shoulder is his memory. He's not going to forget what has happened here. Now, as you look at the moving pieces here in Hudson County as to what caused this, there is one seat that's available. There is the assembly seat from Vinnie Pietro. Now, Esther Soares, who was our county prosecutor, her brother was going to take that seat, but he has withdrawn his name from that for reasons unknown. Maybe that seat is a spark as to what caused everybody to jump, because we are really jumping pretty quick here. We're a year and a half away from a primary. Again, we have elections coming up in November. You want a strong Hudson County to get out the vote. Bob is up for re-election. This studio here will do anything it can to help Robert Menendez get reelected. Bob, as I've said many times over the years, he's the bacon guy. He brings home the bacon for the people in New Jersey. And anybody talking about the charges with Bob, like I said, if Bob was guilty of anything, was bad bookkeeping. You know, he's dealing with his friend. His friend bought him dinner or gave him a ride. You know, Bob didn't think he had to write that down. And obviously, the feds eventually said, yeah, we don't have enough here. He can explain everything away. And keep in mind with Bob Menendez, he's seen this in Union City about the corruption. You think Bob was going to get himself, he's probably the savviest freaking politician we have is Bob Menendez. He wasn't going to get tied up in that. So Bob is now free with the big chip on his shoulder. And maybe it's Vinnie's seat that's starting this. You know, it's maybe how World War I started. There was one guy was shot, and Ferdinand was shot, and that started everything. You know, World War I starts because of that. Maybe it's Vinnie's seat. It is hard to figure out why all this is happening now. Now, we can do conjecture. I just gave you a complete scenario with what may have happened, what caused these people to jump. You know, for that matter, there's already talk about a compromise candidate. It looks like Bill O'Day would be the choice of the mega powers, Fulop and Stack. But there's already talk about putting in Junior Maldonado. Possibly talking Junior Maldonado is a way to hold off Bob Menendez. Do not kid yourself. Bob Menendez will have a major role in the HCDO going forward here. The attitude is, by talking about putting Junior Maldonado in as county exec, who he just became, Junior Maldonado, the county clerk, is a way to hold off Bob. That's not going to hold off Bob. And like I said earlier, Bob is the one that pulled the Geese off that political scrap heap back in 2002 there, and they've had a very good relationship ever since. Oddly enough, Bill O'Day and Bob Menendez have a pretty good relationship. Actually, during Superstorm Sandy, when we had all these power problems, O'Day was running around getting generators so the voting booths would work so Bob would get reelected. So there's a lot of intrigue here, a lot of inside political fighting. This is all has to be sorted out. But somewhere along the line, you see those two pitchers there, the mega powers, Brian Stack and Steve Fulop. Will they prevail in this? There'll be a compromise reached, I believe. But somewhere down the line, those mega powers will split. If we go back to my old days when I started in radio, I used to do Wrestling Tonight, professional wrestling. And eventually, Macho Man and Hulk Hogan were the team, the mega powers. Eventually, they broke up, and they would go after each other. Somewhere down the line, I don't know if the county of Hudson is big enough for both Steve Fulop and Brian Stack. I can see the mega powers breaking up, but that's not going to happen. I shouldn't say anything's possible in Hudson County, but I don't see that happening in the next year and a half. All right, you're watching the Jersey City Show. We're going to break for commercial. We'll be right back.
Meineke Car Care, conveniently located at 700 Tunnelly Avenue, Jersey City, half a mile north of County Road. Meineke bumper-to-bumper car care. Brakes, exhaust, oil change, wheel alignments, batteries, CV joints, and so much more. First-rate service at a price you can afford. All major cards accepted. Apply for a Meineke card. Meineke, Jersey City. Stop by and let Sammy check your brakes for free.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers the quality of life you deserve in 10 high-rise rental towers with amenities such as the on-site Newport Path subway, light rail and ferry service, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Sears, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams Supermarket is just outside your front door. A health and fitness club, spa, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. NewportNJ.com. Enjoy the New York skyline from Newport Town Square. Manhattan is just one path stop away or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Want to visit Newport? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. Go to NewportNJ.com for details. Newport has luxurious towers, great restaurants, shopping, New York skyline views, schools, playgrounds, a marina and yacht club, gym, spa, fine wine, fine living. It's incredible. It's you. NewportNJ.com. Newport. Live like you want.
We're back. You're watching the Jersey City Show live, as I said before, live. All right, that's enough Hudson County. Jersey City, let's talk about our new governor, the Murph Man, Phil Murphy. I don't know if he's making his announcement now. He might be doing it as I'm on the air. What the hell was that? Something fall behind me there? Where the backdrop's falling down? He is making an announcement. Here are some of the buzz points, the PowerPoint presentation he's going to do here. Some of his bullet points. He's going to start off with New Jersey Transit. And yes, he should, because that thing is a swimming pool of red ink. Now, he's going to probably get New Jersey Transit out of some of the projects that they should have never been in. But they got there because they're trying to appease politicians statewide. You know, we see it here in Hudson County and Jersey City with the light rail, and a bus line will abandon a route because it's not profitable. The private industry is not going to run negative. Oh, the politicians, we got to have bus service here. We got to have, you got to put bus service there. And, New Jersey Transit, they got to keep the politicians happy. Whatever you want. I got to get my budgets approved. So they'll run a bus line that's not making money. They will get involved with projects to appease the politicians. Projects they shouldn't be in, they shouldn't be funding. You can look for sure that Governor Murphy is going to look at how all these projects and how these routes and how these services are administered, how they got there, and if they're not working, got to be cut. New Jersey Transit has to have fares that actually at least cover their operating costs. Not make a profit. Cover their operating costs. Now, I mentioned in the past, with the light rail. They're always talking about the light rail. Wherever the light rail goes, development sprouts up alongside the tracks. If that is the case, then New Jersey Transit should turn around and say, come on. If because we put a light rail stop in here, and this makes it, valuable to a development, we need some of that money from the developers. Now, somebody was talking about taking 75% of the new tax ratables that come out of these developments that go up along New Jersey Transit and use that to pay down the bonds for New Jersey Transit for that spur or whatever we're talking about, whatever project it is that caused development to occur, until the bonds are paid off, then the municipality can enjoy all the tax ratables. You also have to go to the developer, because you look like a Jersey City with the light rail, if we are to believe what we're told. It all happened because of the light rail. The light rail came and it was like throwing seeds, concrete seeds, and development just appeared along the light rail. That's the case, then we need to go to these developers and say, you know, you're making millions because of that light rail. You're going to have to help fund this. You know, it's kind of that, I think President Trump talked about it, private and public partnerships for transportation. I guarantee you he's going to look at this. Full-time shared services czar. Now, nobody has been sprouting off about shared services more than me since he has become the governor of New Jersey. I've been talking about it just from Jersey City's standpoint with the county of Hudson and the state, in particular with Liberty State Park. You know, it's costing $3.5, $4 million a year to run that. But here I have the state of New Jersey, Hudson County, and Jersey City right here. We could share the services of maintaining that park. And between the three entities would lower the operating cost of maintaining that. Now, of course, we have the opportunity of expanding Liberty National Golf Course and the marina and taking care of that $40, $50 million bulkhead. That has to be done. Plus, go back to the shared services. Shared services between the city of Jersey City and the county of Hudson, that should be investigated. Between all these other municipalities, we should have shared services. Look at some of these municipalities. Do we really need Guttenberg? It's a postage stamp. Cannot be absorbed by Union City. Can absorbing Union City, Guttenberg into Union City, help Union City, or into North Bergen? You know, Guttenberg has their own police department, their own chief, the DPW. They have all these departments for a postage stamp. East Newark is like that. You have a mayor, you have a council, you have DPW, you have police chiefs, you have all that. Can that be absorbed into Harrison? Yeah. And once you do that, you start cutting these expenses. And that relates directly to your property taxes. So, yeah, Governor Murphy is 100% right. Get somebody to be the head of shared services. Somebody can go to these towns, and we got 565 municipalities in the state of New Jersey. All of them have police chiefs, fire chiefs, for the most part, school systems. You know, everything you see in Jersey City is just multiplied, redundant through every one of these municipalities. Do you really need that? I could see Jersey City, because it's huge. But then we have some of these smaller cities that have the same thing. He's actually targeting property taxes. As Phil Murphy said, the property tax crisis. Shared services will help that. Getting the house in order will control that. I know Phil Murphy is praying that he gets the pot tax and legal sports betting in New Jersey, because that is a whole new area of revenue. But he is actually attacking the problems. Sweeney has the idea of taxing corporations 3%. Now, you know, a lot of corporations, they got a break from the federal government in a way to boost the economy. The economy is doing pretty good. You know, say what you want about Trump, but the economy is doing pretty good under Trump. There was a huge reduction in property taxes to the corporation. So Sweeney's talking about clawing some of that back with a 3% tax on corporations. Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with that, but I usually agree with Steve Sweeney. He's a progressive thinker. He would rather do that instead of the millionaire's tax. Governor Murphy said he would certainly entertain his 3%. I believe Governor Murphy is going to restore the sales tax back to 7%. Will he restore the SIDs? That's debatable. I don't know if we're ready for that yet. You may want to use that sales tax to offset your property taxes. He's doubling down on the millionaire's tax. I don't agree with that, and I'm a hundredaire. But I think if, you know, you put the time in, you did the education, graduate school, postgraduate school, internships, you know, residencies, whatever you had to do in your field, and you became successful, you shouldn't be penalized because you work your butt off, or your family work their butts off to become successful. The governor needs to direct municipalities to seriously look into the shared services. The governor needs to look into how these municipalities are funding themselves and what is necessary and what isn't. And all that goes to your property taxes. And I think Governor Murphy, I didn't see the speech yet, but I think he's on the right track. We're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Jersey City Show. I'll be right back.
Pan & Pinto Properties, Jersey City. Shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces that address your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panandpintoproperties.com. Pan & Pinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Plaza Auto Body, 700 Tunley Avenue in Jersey City. Your local collision specialist. Body and fender repair. On-site oven-baked paintwork. Fiberglass repair experts. Custom and classic car restoration. All insurance is welcome. 24-hour towing available. Licensed by the state of New Jersey. Plaza Auto Body, 700 Tunley Avenue, 201-222-3050. Plaza Auto Body, your bumper-to-bumper buddy.
We're back. You're watching the Jersey City Show, and you're watching it live. It's live. You get livestream.com. Download the app. You can watch the show on your smartphone, your tablet, your web-enabled television. They call smart TVs. And it's free. And there's a ton of other programming on there, so it's not just me. And if you miss parts of the show, you can go to HMG TV shows, and you can relive the experience. STEM Showcase was held yesterday at Liberty Science Center. It's annual. The Jersey City Medical Center, I think, is the main sponsor, or the biggest sponsor. The Jersey Journal's involved in it. It is the best and the brightest of Hudson County, from elementary up to high school, from science to chemistry to all phases of engineering and sciences. It's like hanging out with the gang from the Big Bang Theory. Every one of these kids are smart beyond my comprehension. I was talking, I'll leave a couple of people nameless who were agreeing with me. As you're looking at the projects and talking to these kids, you could not walk away and not feel stupid, that you really couldn't comprehend what these kids were developing and explaining and hypothesizing on. And you really walk by saying, oh, man, what the hell did I do all those years? When I spoke to these kids, and I think we interviewed about 43 or 44 of them. And you'll see them later on. We'll put something together with the STEM Showcase. You'll see these kids explain their project, or their theories, or whatever it is. You're going to realize how smart the students are in Hudson County. And I spoke to a ton of Jersey City kids that were there from various schools. And you hear these arguments, well, the Jersey City school system is terrible, it's broken, you can't get a good education. And here I am, surrounded by predominantly Jersey City kids who have excelled. There isn't a one kid there that isn't going off to college. I spoke to kids from McNair. We had kids represented from all the high schools. These kids, they're going off to college. I spoke to Jersey City kids who were attending high tech. These kids are going off to college. My two daughters, one graduated from McNair, my other one graduated from high tech, are now talking to the kids about that. And then McNair, they were like, well, high tech, So I said, well, yeah, the McNair's got the reputation, but that kid from high tech went on to get a master's and a PhD, which he puts in my older daughter's face all the time. So she called me doctor when you're talking about McNair. I don't know where we come up with the idea our schools are broken. Look at these kids. What's really amazing is McNair is the go-to school. That's, it's the highest rated school in New Jersey, I think, or certainly in Hudson County. Right behind McNair, when I was talking to kids, is Union City High. Union City High kept coming up. Union City High. Union City High. We haven't broke it down yet. as to the breakdown of all the kids we did. You're going to see there's a lot of McNair, but I tell you, if we didn't do more McNair kids, it will probably be more Union City kids. Then you had St. Dom's, you had the high-tech kids, you had from all the high schools. And one from North Bergen. It was just that one kid from the high schools in North Bergen. I was goofing on Sacco. But I was texting on mayors as I'm doing this, saying, this is pretty impressive here. When I met, I text Mayor Fulop, saying, I'm surrounded by a bunch of pretty smart kids from Jersey City here. How can my schools be broken? I don't think my schools are broken. I think we have a family component that holds back these kids. Like I said, both my kids went to 27 school, graduated there. One went to McNair, one went to High Tech. Both went to Ramapo College. Like I said, one got double degrees at Ramapo. The other one degreed at Ramapo, then went to Rutgers for a master's, and back to Rutgers again for the PhD. But this was all built on a Jersey City public school education. So I got a problem when you're telling me my teachers are bad. I don't think my teachers are bad. I think we use that as a crutch here because we have a problem with the family component. That's it. If you took out troubled kids or kids who don't come to school out of those classes, and then you go back and look at their scores, you're going to see our schools are in pretty good shape. We need to somehow get a handle on the family component, the broken families. I have some experience with that. My parents were gone by the time I was 8. I bounced around foster homes to family, all that kind of stuff when I was a kid. The kids coming out of broken homes, there's a huge handicap on them. I don't know what the answer to that is, but I guarantee you, and I didn't ask these kids, what's your home life like? I guarantee you, every one of those kids probably would have said, well, mom and dad, they make sure I get to school every day. They make sure, it's like my wife did with my kids, made sure they went to school every day, made sure they did the homework, whatever extracurricular activities were going on. My wife made sure there we are, we're interviewing one of the kids. I shouldn't even say interview. Mike is actually giving them questions, and then the kids are explaining their project. It is so impressive to sit there and listen to these kids and realize that a large majority of these kids are from Jersey City. They're in your public school. There was a lot of kids from St. Dominic's were there. You had some of the charter high schools were represented, but they're all Jersey City kids. When you're saying charter high schools, they're a public school. We have smart kids here. And listen, there are no dumb kids. We may have families that hold these kids back, but it's not our school system as represented by these kids here. And I'm telling you, every time you spoke to these kids, you walked away saying, "Jeez, did I forget everything I learned?" Thank God I watched The Big Bang Theory because I was able to understand some of the things they were talking about. There actually is real science and physics discussed on The Big Bang Theory. I would have been totally lost there. But, these kids, they have the theories there. They have in application. They put these things into motion, and they're proving these theories. And it's Jersey City, Hudson County kids. So I don't think we have a problem with our schools. Now, I know we have a school contract that's up, but, it's negotiating contracts, pretty tough thing. And dragging, poor Mayor Fulop into this, you got the school board, you got the elected people, let them figure this out. But I'm going to tell you, I honestly believe we have a pretty good group of teachers because if we didn't, we wouldn't have these type of students. And I'd like to see our teachers get well compensated. I don't know, compensated to the level they would like. I think we look at how we used to pay the public sector. In the old days, that doesn't work anymore. Money, the economy, our world is far different than it was 20 years ago or 10 years ago. You have to figure out different ways of financing, different ways to do health care. I'm really interested to see what happens with Amazon being into the healthcare business, along with J.P. Morgan Chase, to see how they handle that. Somehow we need to get a handle on that. I should really do a show on the medical industry where we got pharmaceuticals and insurance companies making tons of money, but I got doctors and hospitals having a hard time. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Jersey City Show. I'll be right back.
Rama Jewelers, located in the Lyndhurst Shopping Center at 413 Valley Brook Avenue, Lyndhurst. Come for all your jeweler needs at Rama Jewelers, where you will find a fine selection of necklaces, earrings, rings, and bracelets. Choose from one of our complete sets, our many signature items, or find the perfect engagement ring.
Come on down. That's Rama Jewelers at 413 Valley Brook Ave, Lyndhurst. Call 201-939-5784 or visit us online today.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and launch inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
We're back. You're watching the Jersey City Show. You know, also at the Liberty Science Center, if you're a Trekkie, or tracker, or whatever you want to call, they have a Star Trek exhibit there. For that matter, I was sitting in Captain Kirk's chair. Actually, we were taking pictures. I should have done the thing where in Star Trek, they're always leaning back and forth when the ship was being under attack or whatever. Actually, they were just moving back and forth. The ship was stable. Demo permits in Jersey City. They are on the rise in Jersey City, but they've been on the rise for the last 10, 15 years. And what the demo permits are is people are buying up houses. You know, I'm actually getting, you know, we have no-knock laws in place in Jersey City, where instead of knocking on our door now, people are mailing letters, like it's handwritten on legal papers for that matter, about selling the house. They're buying up houses in Jersey City, especially the big lots, and they're demoing them, and they're building 2 structures on 1 lot. They're getting subdivided there. That is causing a huge impact on city services, city infrastructure, parking, garbage collection, you name it, is a big problem. For every house they demo, 2 pop up. It's almost like Hydra in the marble. You know, cut off one head, two others replace it. That's what happens when they're demoing houses here in Jersey City. That's really what happens. And that house that they replace, or the 2, really isn't 1 or 2 families. You know, if it's a 2-family, that's really a 3 or a 4 family in there. And that's where the pressure comes on Jersey City, and it's the pressure on your parking. And each one of these homes get a driveway. And that takes parking out of the rotation. There's no rotation of spots when their driveway hits in there. Now, there is a rule. I just found out about this rule. If a house in Jersey City is 150 years old, it has some exemptions to it. You just can't demo them. Actually, the city of Jersey City, by, I guess, charter somehow, or ordinance, whatever we did, it's on them to find somebody who will buy the house and maintain it instead of demoing it. And if that doesn't work, the city would buy that home to maintain the historical value of it. Just turned out my house hit 150 years old. So we got that exemption there. That, you know, you got to go jump through a few hoops to demo that. But I don't think the city of Jersey City has ever purchased one of these homes. For that matter, I know they didn't when I asked about it. We need some zoning changes, or we will literally lose control of our neighborhoods. If there is a property, and you want to buy the house, demo it, and build the house, fine. But whatever was there has to be there again. If there was a 2-family home, you can build a 2-family home. If there was a driveway there, fine. If there was no driveway, there will be no driveway in the future either. Because it isn't fair that somebody can buy a house, demo it, and build a 2-car garage there with a huge driveway, and the guy next door, who is a 150-year-old home, or somebody who doesn't want to demo their home, can't have a driveway. That's not right. So we got to bounce. Back in 2001, 2002, we put the moratorium in on carports. That's not fair to, if you have the room in front of your house, you should be allowed to have a driveway. If that guy can knock down the house next to you, then put a garage and driveway in there, you should have the same rights. We're not respecting the property rights of everybody here. We need to put zoning in. If you're going to buy that house and knock it down, you want to put a modern house there, fine. It has to be what was there. If it's a 2-family home, fine, it's going to be a 2-family home. If there was no driveway, there's going to be still no driveway there. That we have to put in place. There are numerous towns that are trying to stop the development of multifamily homes. Toms River, which is like a little Jersey City. It's a microcosm of Jersey City. LBI, they have huge persistent flooding problems now. And the mayors down here have actually admitted, they use the term, we overbuilt. No, the term is you overdeveloped. And now the roosters are coming home because the infrastructure just collapsed. Actually, their drainage and their sewers are actually collapsing there from use. That is very possible can happen here. We need to change our zoning laws, saying, listen, you want to buy that house? Please do. You want to build a new one? Please do. But whatever was there before will be there again. If there was no driveway, you're not going to have a driveway. Because eventually, you will have no parking on your blocks. They'll all be pot marked. It's like going up Lincoln Street. Go up Lincoln Street in Jersey City. Like, there is no parking because everybody's got a driveway. But on the flip side, if that person could build that new cookie cutter and have a driveway, then that person who has this brownstone, if you got enough front yardage, you should be allowed to have a driveway. If that person can, you should be allowed. Why should they have different property rights than you? My opinion. How will I get that across? I am finally starting my own civic neighborhood association. It'll be the FAST Neighborhood Alliance. Everybody is welcome. There will be no dues. There will be no sign-ups. There will just be results. We will be meeting. I don't want to do it every month. I'm going to say every 6 weeks. We'll meet in Michael Youn's civic office on Bowers and Central. I spoke to Mike. I think our first meeting is going to be April the 18th. He wasn't in the office yet. He just got to double-check that date. We'll meet at 6 o'clock. I don't want to have meetings at 7 or 8 o'clock to inconvenience you. I don't have meetings every month that would inconvenience you. Every 6 weeks is fine. And, of course, you can always get in touch with me if there's issue. I'm not going to try to change the world. I'm going to work it logically. First order of business will be quality of life. For that matter, today, I am in touch with Pat Stramato, the head of DPW. I want to know if we have some sort of a pothole plan in place. We need a major pothole plan. I'm not sure I've seen the streets of Jersey City in as bad shape as they are now. Now, I know last week we did pictures with the man, I don't know if we have them, manhole-covered potholes. You know, Central Avenue is a disaster, Summit's a disaster, everything. Kennedy Boulevard. You know, went out there, and I realized winter's been tough, there's been snowstorms, but we need to roll out some sort of a pothole plan. I want to make sure seniors are getting senior services. These are the things I'm concerned about. We will have logical parking solutions, not crazy parking solutions. You want to park your car today. When you come home from work, you want to be able to park. I want to give you a fighting chance. But I don't want to have a situation where we put parking in place that I send out a horde of vultures out there at night ticketing. You know, we don't need predators running around the streets at night writing tickets. We got to be realistic. There's a parking shortage in Jersey City. So you got to be a little lenient here where people park. If we go 24 hours, we've got to cover the expense. And that's the predators out there giving tickets. We need to do things about non-owner-occupied buildings in Jersey City. Everybody has them on that block. We need to do something about that. Those are the nuisances. These are the things the FAST Neighborhood Alliance will tackle. Everyone's invited. I'll be putting the ads in the Jersey Journal. Please come. I'm going to see if we can get some good guests, as usual. I'm out of time. You be good. You be safe. I'll talk to you during the week. Good night.